Really? Okay.
Yes, Hangout's not ready.
We are live with the THWF Summerslam discussion thread here. Right now, we have a small crew, but of course, they're on CP time. We expect more to come. For now, I'm your CEO, Byron D. Lynham. We got the CDO, Cedric D. Lynham, and then we got the HCIC, Mauricio himself.
I just want to point out real quick that I am live via satellite from the SDM Man Cave Casino. I just want to point that out.
Cedric live from the SDM Man Cave and Casino. All right, let's get down to business. I guess we're going to say the main events for last and everything. This is a 4-hour card, the first time ever for SummerSlam, but only 8 matches here. That's kind of small, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm also wondering as to I know that they tend to do that at WrestleMania. They plan like 8 matches, but then they have the long drawn out segments. Take this year example. They had The Rock out there with Triple H and Stephanie. They brought out Ronda Rousey, and that took up a good 15, almost 20 minutes of time, and where they could have had another match. So is something like that planned for this year? What kind of surprises they may have, I don't know. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But this is definitely unprecedented, a 4-hour SummerSlam.
I heard there's talk of The Rock actually being here, though. I saw it on the internet somewhere, though. Beginning, that's just a talk and everything. Derek, you heard anything about it?
I've heard whispers, but nothing concrete, so I didn't really want to say anything about it until we got. I mean, you know how the WWE likes to do. They like to make last-minute surprises, or you'll hear those whispers, and then when the show actually starts,
right,
everything comes into play.
Yeah. Jasmine.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
You know, I can see like half your face, though. How you doing?
Huh?
I don't even. Okay, now I see. Okay, Here we go.
I'm not shaking your fat pan, Jasmine. I'm doing it right now.
I'm telling you, don't shake it, especially after Saturday. Saturday, you know, but not for a week. Not for a week, I'm telling you.
Wow.
A week.
Right.
Jasmine hard in the paint on Saturday.
Yeah. Jasmine, this is a 4-hour show here. You think this is gonna be bigger than what it is? Is like only 8 matches right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Well, you never know. Something always ends up happening. I don't know. I kind of feel like something big is gonna happen. You never know.
Right.
And you have Taker and Lesnar. You know, you could have someone show up out of nowhere, return. You know.
But here's my thing, especially when you have a main event with 2 guys who are considered part-time. You really can't really do too much.
Yeah.
Because like it worked out somewhat at WrestleMania with Seth Rollins coming in. He cashed in, and that progressed him winning the championship. Got it. You got 2 full-timers. Right there, you're going to have a definitive decision, you would think. Because I doubt they're going to bring anybody out, one of them back for the next pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Well, you also got to think about it as well and everything. I mean, yeah, that's the one that's going to open the show. I mean, really sell the show and everything. And at the same time, you really got to leave some room for filler, and at the same time, you also want to leave something, like you said, lead to the next pay-per-view here.
As you know, this is one of the big 4.
Yes.
So
we're gonna get to the main event at the end. Yeah, but what did you say, Derek?
I say this is one of the big 4. So we're this is like, I wouldn't say, if we look at it like SummerSlam is like, you can say it's like the first like stopping point in this new, I don't want to say season, but where we heading towards WrestleMania 32. This is like the first stopping point right here. This is where we're going to get developing headlines for, the second half, for the rest of the second half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And so SummerSlam, you got to think about who's on the card right now, who's booked right now. You got Undertaker. I mean, you see the matches, so it might be some questioning as to the booking, like why we got so and so's matching like two part-timers wrestling, but it could lead to something big down the line.
That's true.
That's true. Fat ass.
What is that?
Did he just say that ass?
That little finest, baby.
So now you're gonna get me distracted. I can't even focus on paper. We're talking about food, fat ass. All right. Yeah, the big four usually leads up to something and everything. You remember how Survivor Series we had Sting that pretty much came out with that and everything. I'm thinking that might be a wild card. I don't know, but let's actually get down to the card itself. I think the match opener, honestly, could easily beat Kevin Owens and Cesaro. What y'all think about that?
Oh my God!
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, they have that freaking match first. Everybody else is going to have hell to catch up.
Now, if those two put on if they put on a kick-ass match, that's going to set the tone for the rest of the night, and that's just going to be something a hard act to follow right there.
Oh my God!
You put those two on the very first match.
You really have to think about it. You got to there's always that show opening, the one's going to catch the eye and everything. Notice how they really didn't even talk about no pre-show yet. To think about it.
That's what I was thinking about too.
And I'm kind of glad they kind of shied away from that, because the past couple of pay-per-views, all we've seen was Stardust, R-Truth, Bad News Barrett. That's all we've been seeing on that free show. So I'm kind of glad they shied away from that, and we can focus on some actual wrestling right now, or entertainment, as they say.
Yeah, Jasmine. Give or take here. Do you think that who do you think will go over on Kevin Owens and Cesaro? Gotta hit you the tough question. Gotta hit you that tough question.
That is a tough one.
That is tough. I mean, I feel like Owens, he's so dominant, but I don't know.
My thing is,
I can agree with that as well. I think Kevin Owens will go over, because whereas Cesaro is gotten over with the crowds already. He doesn't need the win just yet, but hopefully the E is going in this direction. But by putting him in these profile matchups, he doesn't need the win to go over. His talent is speaking for itself. As they progress him hopefully towards the world title picture, this is a vital part of him in his development of his character to get him over as the eventual world champion.
I honestly, go ahead, Derek. I'll speak.
No, go ahead.
I honestly think Kevin Owens needs this match more than Cesaro does.
There you go.
See, that's all I'm about to say.
Go ahead, and then I'll let you pick it back off of that.
So I was going to say, Owens, if you look at pay-per-view wise, he's on a two-match losing streak, losing the Super Cena and everything. So he needs this win in order to, boost his character back up, because, he's just been in a kind of a rut as of late. But this whole, series with the storyline with Owens has been pretty good. Kept my attention. So, I'm pretty much, I'm already, I'm like into this match, ready to say, okay, who's going to win?
Facebook, so I add the right page.
Yeah, I see our CEO is talking to probably some of our members who are on CP time right now. Don't worry about it. We're gonna continue on with this. That's a good point on that, Derek. So but my whole thing is while it would be good for them to set the pace of the show. I actually believe that the rest of the roster aren't able to maintain that level of intensity. Granted, the show's supposed to take you on a little bit of a ride, start you off, then bring it down in anticipation of the higher up, whatnot. I don't think that it would be the best move for them to start it off. But if you put them around 3, 4, or right there in the middle, yeah, I think it will be good for them and good for the show as a whole.
If you put them anywhere on the card, they're gonna kill.
Exactly.
So it probably don't matter where you put them at. Those two are gonna have a spectacular match,
Exactly.
and I can't wait to see it.
It's gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and jump forward to probably the match that will probably start the show. For the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that's definitely a choice to start the show because the fans are on freaking Big Show. They hate the freaking Miz, but Ryback's still still a little bit over and whatnot. I think the universe is feeling Ryback as a champion. So
now if we have to go for opening match, I will go with that one.
Yeah.
If I see opens, I wouldn't be mad at that. Would not be mad at that because I don't know. It's just this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they trying to build Ryback up into a champion, but for me, he's not grasping my attention as that champion, that IC champion. Like when Daniel Bryan had the title, when he got it, I was like, okay, he's going to do something with this title. Ryback, not too sold on him being the IC champion, but that's just me. Big Show and Miz. Miz, if you really look at it, Miz is one of the biggest heels in the company, even though booking wise, it may not see that way, but I like Miz as a heel because of just how arrogant he is, and just he's going to get under your skin, and you can be like, I hate this guy. Somebody need to beat him up.
He's doing his job perfectly. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I every time he does, my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. I freaking love that. That's like the best line freaking ever. I almost want to do that when I go to work. Like, my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. That's like awesome. The irony, awesome. I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm really thinking about it. Like the IC title, everybody's talking about the curse of the IC title and everything. Really, the title hasn't really made nobody like that as of late. To be honest with you, like the the reason why I said it because the U.S. title holds more weight than the IC title. Right now, it's a title U.S. title. So I'm really trying to see what the IC title can really do for somebody and everything, and really it has and everything. It's actually been more the tertiary title versus the secondary title. In my eyes.
Okay.
And this is the crazy thing. IC title is a whole world WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
And the US title came from WCW, NWA territory days. How's that title took precedent over the IC title, and IC is a homegrown title? That's the thing that kind of boggles my mind right there.
Yeah.
That's what's killing me though. It's like, and that's the WCW title, like you said, and everything. And it's
I might venture actually allow an outside title to just take precedent over IC title. I can't believe that.
Yeah. What's really scary is that sometimes I forget that Ryback is your champion. Like, you shouldn't forget who your champion is. It's not
Never should forget who your champion is.
exactly,
All right, let me see.
All right. Progressing forward. Another match I see in the first half of the show. The WWE Tag Team Title match in the Fatal 4-Way. The champs, primetime players, going against Los Matadores, the Lucha Dragons, and the New Day.
I honestly think, that's going to be a show opener because usually matches like that appear in the pre-show. And I really think because of the high energy and their people all around, everywhere, everything like that, I honestly think that's going to be the show opener.
Okay.
So you really think this Fatal 4-Way for the Tag Team title is going to take a back seat to the other tag team title, the other not title, but the tag team match on this card?
I was gonna say backseat and everything, but you gotta think about it. You gotta think about the talent that's in the ring right now. You got the fast-paced Lucha Dragons and Los Matadores can match up with that, and you got New Day do the underhanded stuff and everything. And then you got the primetime players and everything. To me, those type of environments usually, these type of matches are kind of like they put in a pre-show like that and everything because there's so much going on some place and everything. You want to grab their attention early on with that because if you try to have all that chaos going on in the middle of the card and everything, like a cool down match and everything, people are going like, what the hell's going on and everything. It's
Lord,
the thing that they see, like that. I honestly think that might be the opener.
you never know with the WWE. You never know.
Yeah, you're right. You never know with that.
But with this match, but this whole thing, this tag team, this has been a real good storyline as well too. Primetime players finally captured the tag team titles. New Day's just trying to get them back. Then you got Los Matadors and Lucha Dragons. Lucha Dragons should really be that tag team that really should just take off. Like on SmackDown or something like that. But hey, this is gonna be a good one too.
That's the showman. That's like the Kofi of a Money Back ladder match. They're the showman. That's how I see that. That's kind of how I treat them everything. Now, as far as the win the titles and everything, it'll be a shocker if you ask me.
If they put the titles on Lucha Dragons, it's gonna be a shock to everybody. Like, in order of shock for the win the titles would be Lucha Dragons. No, it would be Los Matadors, Lucha Dragons. Then it would be Primetime Players and New Day. Those two are like the expecting teams right here to go to be like to win and everything. But if like Los Matadors win, internet will rage.
True.
Yeah. Hey, Jasmine, you muted yourself. I think she muted herself on purpose. Okay. As far as who I think is going to win this here, let's see. League-wise, I want primetime players to win. But if I had to really choose,
look at you.
I honestly would go with New Day again. I honestly would.
I see the primetime players retaining.
If they give the primetime players a lengthy title run,
it'll be good.
That's something we wouldn't expect.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good because
Sorry, guys.
let them have a nice little title run. If you notice that in NXT they're bringing all these putting all these other tag teams together. They're trying to ignite that tag team division down in NXT because Colin Cassidy and Enzo are bound for the main roster.
Oh man, they ready to bring them up.
Exactly. So because you notice the team that they're putting together. I've got the team that I think upset them down in NXT. They did that for a reason, to establish them as someone to battle for the titles down in NXT in preparation for them to come up to the Cassidy and Enzo to come up to the main roster. There's that tag team. The tag team with Gable and freaking what's his name? It got freaking
Jason Jordan.
Yeah. Then you got freaking Zack Ryder and freaking what's his name? That buffoon.
Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, that guy. So they're putting all these new teams together to try to get some kind of buzz going, try to see what sticks to the wall. Meanwhile, the initial hub from NXT, if you notice, are all up at the main roster. So
speaking of,
go ahead.
Speaking of Zack Ryder, he used to say that the first time in 3 years he's had a new T-shirt out. So this Hype Brothers might be, it said first time in 3 years he said he had a new T-shirt. So this Hype Brothers might be something for him.
Exactly. Yeah.
It leads to something good for him,
Exactly.
And he's not
All right.
bad.
All right, moving on.
Hey, Yeah, think about the match. I think that will close out the first half of the show. I think it's going to be that tag team match. The Wyatt family against Ambrose and Reigns.
I,
Ah.
I think I would actually love that match. I really would. Um, you know what?
Oh my god.
I
What
can't
I actually,
respond to that.
you know what I actually think is gonna happen? I see the Wyatt's going over in this match, and I think what's gonna happen is Eric Rowan is gonna return and complete
Early?
it.
Oh.
I think
He's
that's
gonna
gonna
return
happen.
early?
I think Eric Rowan's gonna return, and then somehow cost that for Ambrose and Reigns. Of course, Ambrose taking a pin, but yeah, I also think Eric Rowan's gonna come back incomplete.
Damn. So basically, what you're saying is Roman Reigns is still protected?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, they're going to protect him. They're going to protect
I
him.
honestly think Eric Rowan is gonna come back, and then they're gonna end up going, over, and then it's gonna be complete. The reunion's gonna be complete.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Hey, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Run.
Hold on. Hold on.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hot. It's not hot. What happened? Woo.
Lord have mercy. Y'all is off the chain.
All right, let's get up. Let's keep this hangout PG. Keep this hangout PG.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can move on. Okay, the star attraction match. Arrow and Neville against Stardust and King Barrett. We all know what's going to happen in this one.
Errol Neville, come on now, it's celebrities.
Exactly. So
Red arrow, green arrow.
yeah, so
Arrows all around.
The real question is, will he come out in Arrow attire?
I wonder.
That'll be interesting.
That'd be really cool.
That would be cool. I will mark out if that happened. I was like, oh,
Yeah, they've been doing this freaking whole superhero comic gimmick type thing. You wonder.
Amazing. I love it.
But here's the thing. How does a show on the CW get this much traction to get a spot and one of their main characters when a popular show gets a spot on SummerSlam on the premiere WWE pay-per-view, pay-per-view or whatnot?
wow.
I'm just saying, a show from the CW, not one of the big major four networks, but the CW.
Boy, I tell
They
you.
getting major traction from this.
Boy, I'm telling you, you gotta love that freaking that WWE marketing machine, don't you?
Got to.
Who all remembers when SmackDown was on the CW network? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
A long time ago.
It was.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
But yeah, I can see it if they was going back to in that realm, whatnot. But they will be SmackDown's coming to freaking the USA Network like next month.
Damn, that's so.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn,
Wow.
I thought it was next year. I thought it was 2016.
You wildin'.
I thought it would be in this in September. I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was 2016 or something like that. That was going to happen.
Yeah.
Shit moved too fast.
I thought it was October,
Everything's
but
going
hey,
too fast. I'm
come on.
fine.
Just someone right there.
Like you just moved back to Thursdays. Now you about to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just.
Okay.
Thursday.
So
Thursday.
Thursday. I'm sorry. I was waiting. I just had a page moment just then. Segueing into the triple threat elimination divas matchup: Team Bella, Team Bad, and PCB.
submission sorority.
I feel like this is gonna be the match after. I don't know because you can't. This got to be the match before the main event. I don't care.
This is gonna be a cool down match.
No. I think they're gonna come right after. Right, I think this is gonna be number 5.
You think this is gonna be number 5?
I think this is gonna be number 5. They're gonna. I think they're gonna follow Reigns and them.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they'll have the star match at 6. Then they'll come up with the semi-main, then the main event.
Oh man.
Okay.
Who goes over? Who goes over in this match? You know what? I honestly believe Team Bella's still gonna go over. I don't know why.
No, they will not.
I
And
don't think so.
and I will tell you why.
Why?
Team PCB is going to win. Charlotte's going to get the pin. They have been prepping Charlotte ever since she walked in the door to dethrone Nikki at Survivor Series for the Divas Championship.
Whoa.
I would love that.
That is
I would love that.
that is the game plan. If everyone doesn't see it, it's a freaking blind.
Ooh.
Has Charlotte been pinned since she came up this second time around?
No,
No.
she has not.
They are Charlotte is going to be the one that dethroned Nikki. Nikki's going to break AJ's record. Got it. She'll boast about it. Charlotte is going to pin her and become Divas champion.
I dig it. I dig it.
Oh.
Wow, that's a bold prediction from the CDO.
I'm just saying that's and I hope and it's my hope that it doesn't freaking backfire, because you know what happens when the WWE machine gets behind somebody and then the universe starts to reject it.
Yep.
You get Roman Reigns.
Yep.
That came around on Roman.
Yeah, after WrestleMania.
Yeah, after he got deep push, they get around Roman now. After he got his deep push.
The thing about Roman
He
Reigns
should have been shot.
Yeah, the thing about Roman Reigns is after WrestleMania, everybody they laid off of him. He got that sympathetic rub after Brock Lesnar beat the brakes off his ass at WrestleMania. I'm just saying. But yeah, PCB's gonna go over, and I would not be surprised if Charlotte hits the figure eight on Nikki for the tap out. I'm just saying.
We also got to think about
her tap.
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
We also have to think about this is actually an elimination match too.
That's true too.
Oh yeah. So who's it gonna come down to?
So here's the burning question.
Not gonna have.
Who's gonna be the first team to go?
Team Bad.
Yeah.
With Sasha being the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sasha being the last one.
I'll go with that. I'm about to say, don't do that.
I don't know the complete rules of this. Is it the whole team or is it just one team?
It's probably elimination, probably individual eliminations.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, or I hope.
Yeah, the E don't do much of these lately.
Yeah.
They do tag team elimination matches, then the whole tag team, but they haven't done a 6-man tag team elimination. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 diva.
6 diva, rather.
Yeah.
So.
Name. But this is a 9 divas match though.
Yes.
9.
It's the first time we see 9 divas in the ring. That's not a battle royal or a bra and panties match from back in the day.
Or a bikini contest, or.
I miss those.
So, but yeah, we got to think about it. This match will have at minimum 6 decisions. At minimum 6.
Yeah. Cue up my retro Trish Stratus moment.
All right. Okay, we're gonna move on with that.
It's in my main.
We're gonna move on to one half of the main events here: Seth Rollins versus John Cena.
Oh.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna start off with this here. Okay. I'm gonna try to pay attention to all the SummerSlams that's happened with Cena in it here. Cena actually has a horrible SummerSlam record. Cena has a horrible.
How horrible?
What did you just say? Cena has a horrible SummerSlam record. Think about it here. 2011, he lost to Punk. 2012, he lost to who was it? Daniel Bryan he lost against. 2013, he lost. No, 2013 he lost against Lesnar. Oh God, I'm fucked up right now. No, last year he lost to Lesnar. 13 he lost to Daniel Bryan. 12 he lost against Now you make me think about history. Who?
CM Punk.
That's right, 12. That's right. 11 he lost against Punk. 2010, I think he hasn't won a SummerSlam since he was with Team WWE and versus the Nexus. And that was a team match.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I want y'all
That's
to keep that in mind here. Is it going to be broken off of this or what? I don't know.
My thing
You said
is,
broken.
if there is a clean cut decision and they decide to unify the freaking titles, where could it potentially go with it? I'm befuddled.
Wait a minute. Unify the titles.
Because
That's
it's title for title.
Yeah, they're not going to unify the title. They said whoever likely the winner is going to drop the U.S. title.
Okay.
They're going to relinquish that.
With that said, I'm not in favor of a clear decision where someone will win both titles. I think whoever the champion is, whether John Cena, he should drop that title to someone who will get a good rub and a good run off the title. That's my feeling on that.
So here's the question. Now I've been seeing people in the group talk about Sheamus might cash in. Do y'all see that happening?
I don't put it that far over.
I don't want it to.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
I definitely don't want to see him with the title.
This is the match that's going to leave a lot of people. The best case scenario, Seth wins both titles. That's the best case scenario.
But here's the thing. Realize Sheamus is not on the card. He's going to factor in that match somehow. He's not on the card. I just realized that. He's not on the card. He's not on the card.
So we could end up with a scenario of Seth Rollins or John Cena win the match in the title. Sheamus cash in and become world heavyweight title. The other person will still have the United States title.
He's not on the card, and Orton's not on the card.
That's right.
Wow.
Two people that's not on that card as of right now, as of we doing this right now.
So
they're not on that card.
We could book them in another match together.
I don't want to see those two in another match together.
That's just, no, we don't need to see those two in a match. I mean,
now I know it might be a certain it might be a certain THWF diva who wouldn't mind seeing those two in a match.
Wow.
Shout out to Candace, how you doing? But me, I'm just saying I wouldn't want to see those two in another match. I might have to go to the bathroom or do something.
We saw that match already, man. We saw that match for
we have
like
so
times.
We have.
I mean, we have to really think about this here, though, man. Usually when I see these title matches, Rollins has nothing to gain for this. I mean, except bragging rights, I guess. Now let's try.
Does win.
Well, unless he does some Kurt Angle stuff where he holds all the titles in the damn federation and shit, which I think would be fucking awesome. That's just me, though. But
no, I'm just saying, like I would love to see somebody get the rub over Cena and say, hey, they actually won a feud over him. We'd love to see that happen.
Lesnar got it.
And already it's going. Well, look how much Vince is paying him. Of course, he's going to get what he wants. But I mean, somebody else to go over on Cena. You know, because I wonder if they still mad at Cena because of his outside projects and everything. So, they probably try to keep him happy, but they say, hey, you're gonna have to let somebody go over you, or if you do win, Sheamus is gonna cash that title win, broke nose and all.
I feel like in that match, Cena's nose is gonna get exploited like hell. And then somehow Sheamus is going to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen, Cena may win the title. Sheamus is going to try to cash in. Orton DQs and everything, and then leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth and everything. And that can easily ruin the card. I had this jacked up SummerSlam bad feeling. I'm SummerSlam, but Royal Rumble feeling. Because you know how Royal Rumble, that one thing happens that ruins the whole damn card. I have a feeling that might happen for SummerSlam. I don't want to say it, but I just have a feeling that could happen. Because you know how the Royal Rumble match easily ruined the whole card.
Mm.
I have a feeling one of those cases is going to happen with SummerSlam. Which breaks it up to the main event. Say your mic is muted now. And I don't even know if you can hear me. Unmute your mic, said. Unmute your mic.
He can hear you, but he just can't talk to you.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, yeah, I was saying I have a feeling one of the Royal Rumble moments is going to happen where one thing ruins the whole fucking card, and that might be it with John Cena win the title, Sheamus cashes in.
Okay.
One
thing for you history. I'm gonna test the history buffs out there. At a pay-per-view, when is the last time you see anyone cash in Money in the Bank, and it wasn't in the main event?
It wasn't the main event.
It wasn't
was
the main
that when Kane cashed it in? Was it when Kane cashed it in?
Kane cashed in. That was one. I
He
believe
did that a couple years
I
ago.
believe CM Punk cashed it in, like when he won. That was, but that was on Raw.
Yeah, exactly. That was on Raw SmackDown that we cashed that in.
Was on Raw when that happened.
But he said pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. He asking pay-per-view though. Okay, so I can't count CM Punk on that one.
I'm saying Kane won and cashed in the same night and won the title. That wasn't the main event.
Right.
Hold on, question. Where was Royal Rumble held this year?
That was held in Philadelphia, wasn't it?
Philly.
Okay, so that was okay. Never mind. That was Philly. That was Philly. That was booing Roman Reigns. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I don't know that Money in the Bank wild card is really out there.
I mean, Sheamus, he's not on the card. He's going to factor in that match. I see that happening.
It's weird, man. I mean, if it freaking happens, man, I'm like, wow.
I mean, you're not gonna keep the money in the bank winner off the pay-per-view, knowing that he has the opportunity to cash in at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
He's not booked in the match, so he's going to be a wild card in that match, and no one is not even thinking about him as of yet. Excuse me.
So it's interesting. I mean, can it happen? Yes. Do we want it to happen? No.
We don't want it to happen, but that's the WWE. You know how what Vince wants, Vince is going to get.
IWC's best case scenario is Seth Rollins still champion, Sheamus cashes in and loses.
Oh, we will pop.
They will be happy for that. We're gonna move on to the real main event here: Lesnar versus Undertaker.
Rematch.
Where do we go? Where do we go with this? I mean, does Undertaker gain his revenge on the freaking Beast after he's gone to freaking Suplex City again?
Here's my thing, man. Usually these type of matches and everything, I mean, usually they have a rubber match and everything off of this and everything, but I don't see a rubber match happen. I think it's going to be a la Cena and Rock and everything. Taker goes over.
Oh, okay. That was pretty wild comparison there, but I see what you mean. I mean, because that you got to think about it. That match was again that whole series was 2 years in the making. If you think about it, a year for the match to the first match that happened, and then the next match happened the following WrestleMania. So that was like 3 pay-per-views to build up, right? Well, kind of like 3 build. As the first one was that build up, then we had the first one, then Cena wanted revenge, so you still had to build up. So that was kind of like an underlying, thing right there. So with this, you still have Undertaker, who was upset that Brock Lesnar broke the streak WrestleMania 30. Now Undertaker showed back up at the Battleground pay-per-view, got his revenge, and now we have a SummerSlam match.
Here's my thing here. When's the last time Brock Lesnar has been pinned? Here's your history lesson. Last time he got pinned was against
Cena Extreme Rules when he came back?
No, much later than that. Triple H, WrestleMania 30. I believe, was it? No, not 30.
No, they were saying
29.
No, I could have sworn they said he had a I think it's been I thought it was like 2 or something years that he hasn't been pinned.
Lesnar hasn't been pinned since Triple H. Remember the little retire, like if Triple H loses, he must retire type of match. That's the last time.
Yeah, and look how that worked out.
Yeah, that was way too predictable. That pay-per-view went to crap off of that. But I think since then, Lesnar has not lost a match. Since then, he's beaten Punk in 2013. He's beaten Punk. In 2014, he's beaten.
When did that match happen? That
SummerSlam 2000. That was supposed to be the match of the year. SummerSlam 2013. That was supposed to be match of the year, but WWE didn't allow it because the Universe had to pick. But yeah, he beaten Punk. Since then, he's beaten Punk. He's beaten Taker. He's beaten Cena. Cena got a DQ, I believe. But he has not been pinned since WrestleMania 29.
Okay, let me go back. Let me go back and see. You said 29, right?
Yeah, Lesnar has not been pinned since 29.
Okay.
Since his return, he's only been pinned twice, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Triple H with Shawn Michaels defeated Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, and that was a no holds barred match.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have WrestleMania 30. That's he beat Undertaker. Oh yeah, that was okay. So 29 was the MetLife Stadium WrestleMania. 30 was in New Orleans. 31 was in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a good 2 years. Yeah.
To me, it's like he hasn't been pinned in 2 years. To me, you have to think about the magnitude this year. Nobody has been able to stop Lesnar like legit. If you think Cena's been protected, Lesnar is even more protected. So you really got to think about the magnitude of Undertaker beating the Beast.
Well, they're already looking towards freaking Dallas, and more likely it's going to be Brock versus The Rock. That's what they're going to try to push for at WrestleMania.
Rock and Rock?
Rock and Rock. That's what I think.
Was it part 2 or 3 for them? I think it's
2. They haven't fought since Brock took the title from him back in 2000. What was it, 3?
2002. That was 2002.
One of them. So.
That was SummerSlam 2002, I think.
Yes, Lesnar's first title reign.
And they can tell a hell of a story. The different paths of them going out the E, coming back to the E. So they can tell a hell of a story with that one going into WrestleMania. It's an option.
I don't know, man.
So yeah, because right now they have to somewhat give somewhat kind of a hint as to where they're going towards WrestleMania 32.
They have to, because at some point, usually we'll kind of get like a little heads up, anyways, about what's going to happen. Survivor Series is usually the pay-per-view that like reveals everything by Survivor Series. I'm really in question on if Brock Lesnar will be champion again. So to see this, like to see if you can crush Undertaker one more time and everything, and then hey, you get a title reign and everything, you know, what's gonna happen? What can possibly happen? You know, does he still go back in the title picture or what? I mean, how do you follow? Okay, let's think hypothetically here. If Undertaker wins, where does he go from there? If Undertaker loses again, what can happen? The repercussions off of that. What will happen if he were to lose again to the Beast? Think about that.
Lead into WrestleMania? If he had that
like,
final,
how can you come off of losing?
Going into WrestleMania, I think it's gonna be. They're gonna do Undertaker's thing, man. It's a year too late, in my opinion. But the franchise of WWE, the franchise of WCW, they'll tell the same story that they did with Triple H last year with Sting, going against Sting. It's a year too late, but I think that's what's gonna sell it. So sad to say, Taker doesn't need the win at SummerSlam.
On the contrary, man, I think he does, man, because you get destroyed not once but twice by the same man that owned you and took what was like pretty much the milestone or the corner. Like, if you take something away that's like bigger than the title, the streak, and then you lose again, you cannot get revenge off of that and everything. That really could do something to you and everything. Like, for real.
All right, so so going back, Brock Lesnar was last pinned August 17th, 2014. No. Wait a minute. Damn, fuck up. April 7th, 2013. That was the last time he was pinned. That was Triple H at WrestleMania 29. So we're talking 2 years, some months, some weeks, some days, hours, minutes, seconds since he's actually last been pinned in the WWE ring. So a lot sort of line here.
You guys really got to think about it and everything. Both of them cannot afford to lose this match. That's why I think it is bigger than the title. Yeah. It is much bigger than the title.
I agree. I agree with that.
Like, Lesnar needed for his momentum to go forward, to go back in the title picture, to really cement himself as the Beast. Taker needs to prove that, hey, he still has it in him to go for it. I honestly think what's going to happen, honestly, and this may sound a little cliche and everything, Taker wins to be a rubber match, goes into WrestleMania where Undertaker wins it for the title and retires as champion.
So if he do let's just say for argument's sake, Undertaker wins, and you know we're getting towards the end of the year, Survivor Series on up to Royal Rumble. You know, Brock Lesnar has the part-time schedule, so he's not really on TV as much. Undertaker comes out, you know, for some, you know, cuts a promo. Next thing you know, Brock Lesnar comes out. His music hits. He comes out, attacks him. Paul Heyman comes out, does his spiel, and say WrestleMania 32, Dallas, AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas. The final match, loser retires, and there it is.
Yeah.
I mean, something along those lines, but that can set. I mean, if Undertaker wins, that can set that rubber match up because Brock Lesnar wants the exact revenge, and he wants to end it. He want to end it once and for all.
But then here's a clash that we're gonna run into. We have to think about the Royal Rumble winner. Somehow the Royal Rumble has to tie into the title match and everything.
Yeah, shit.
So I don't know, man. I mean,
Brock's not winning the Royal Rumble.
Brock has won the
He's
Royal
not winning the Royal Rumble. If anything, Kevin Owens will win the Royal Rumble, and they will push his stock way up.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's speaking way too ahead, but that's just my thing. I don't know, but
That is way too ahead.
It's a tangled web that WWE is weaving.
and they're gonna book, and they
It
have a bad habit of booking
is.
themselves into a corner. They really need to start booking themselves months ahead of time, and then have a plan B in case somebody were to get injured or something. They can go ahead. I mean,
I think they already have what the direction they want to go in. They're just letting everything play out, and they may have alternates like A, B, C if something happens. If an injury occurs or they see a momentum is swinging in somebody's way, they might want to say, okay, we're going to go this way and take it, in a different direction.
right.
That's what they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's just so.
It's
This
gonna be
is
interesting to see how if everything plays out next week.
I will give them credit on one thing. It is going to be very hard to predict that main event.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot call it. I can't call it because before, yes, we could say Undertaker may win everything, but I don't know. It's not certain now. It's not certain. Nothing is certain.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the
Nothing.
thing: if Brock do win, then he can just say he really don't have to prove anything to Undertaker, to Undertaker.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when well, if you think about it, when Undertaker wanted when Shawn Michaels wanted the second shot at the Undertaker, he figured, Undertaker wasn't gonna give him the match, but when Shawn Michaels cost him the title at Elimination Chamber or whatnot, that's when the stipulation came in. If I beat you, this is the end of your career. This is the end of your career.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I think Triple H. He wanted to go against Triple H. Second year, Triple H wasn't trying to give him that fight. Then something happened. Triple H didn't give him that fight. So either way, it could go down that way. Brock. Undertaker could lose, and then later on down the road, if Brock might somehow get the championship back,
Mm-hmm.
he could cause Brock to lose. That sets up WrestleMania 32. There's a lot of scenarios we can go with that, but
Definitely.
it's not we can go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm scared. I'm terrified, but at the same time I'm excited. So.
Yeah, I just want to watch this. I just want to see. I'm like, I've just been waiting. I was like, let's get it on.
It's that great feeling of being a wrestling fan.
Exactly.
It is.
It's a
Weekends are
great
good.
thing. All right, sir. We're about 7 minutes out from when we need to get off. Let's go around the horn real quick. Jasmine, any final word?
Well, I think everybody knows I'm pretty excited. Either way, it should be fun, especially being there live. The energy is amazing and all that. Everybody's all pumped, especially with all
Oh,
the
you
fans
going?
flying around. Yeah.
Hey, Owen?
What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
Jay was like, what kind of shit is that? I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, we know now. We know to oversell Jasmine now.
Nice.
We're gonna oversell Jasmine when she posts. If she posts.
She'll post.
I'll definitely post. Guys, I'm here.
Outstanding.
Oh
All
man.
right, thanks, Jasmine. To our EVP of Member Development and the HCIC.
So, I'll be at a viewing party for SummerSlam. So, and I will be wearing my THWF shirt. I will be having that on. So, yeah. So definitely is. I'm waiting for this pay per view. For this whole weekend is going to be just incredible because you got the NXT Takeover special on the network. Then we got SummerSlam, and then we got Raw. That's 3 days of wrestling at the Barclays Center or Barclays Arena, however y'all call that arena in Brooklyn.
Barkley.
The Barclays, yeah, it's just gonna be amazing. Can't wait.
Exactly. My couple words. Um, I'm excited for SummerSlam. I'm probably gonna have my nephew, probably might have my friend come over. We're gonna watch it live on the THWF network for only $9.99.
Only 999.
9.99. Um, I also will be wearing my THWF shirt as well. And in closing on my end on THWF, I'm so happy to be a part of this group, and it is true that we can too have good, meaningful discussions about wrestling. To do all those things that we can't. This is what we do best. We've been doing it for 5 years. Just saying.
And we
To my
do
CEO.
it. All I'm gonna say is this. My only thought about this is that the NXT show better not outshow SummerSlam. That's all I'm gonna say on that. All in on that note, okay?
Okay, we got 4 minutes left on that one. Hold up. Think about this. Think about this. Think about this. Juice and Thunder Liger is either going to make or break Tyler Breeze. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Right on.
Right,
I'm going to leave
absolutely.
it at that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh boy.
I mean, we already know where certain is where it's going to go. And we already know where things are going to go. With this NXT special.
Mhm.
If Tyler Breeze, he out of all the matches, he needs this win
He needs
over
it
Juice and Thunder Liger.
now.
He needs it badly.
Man, I'm gonna leave this off air, man. I'm gonna close out on that. But that's all I'm gonna say. SummerSlam and not get outshone by NXT because NXT has a habit of doing that. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, that is it for the show here. I am your CEO. Thank you for Jasmine. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Sid. I'm your CEO, Byron Lanham. Good fight. Good night.